I'd like to just open with a few remarks about the project and about what's getting ready to happen with the project. Again, today's event is really just to mark the initiation of the demolition of the building where the new Vinton Library will rise. The new library will be over twice as large as the library we have today. And in addition to being bigger, a couple of the features I think that will really make it a lot better for the public. It's going to be a lot more friendly to the technology that's now a big part of a modern library. So one of the challenges we have in the existing library is computer access, just both where they are and the number of computers that we have available for folks, and they're always booked up. It's going to be a lot more of an open space. We'll have a dedicated area for children and for teens, again, which is a big demand for our library here in Vinton. I think another feature that the public is really looking forward to is we'll have actually a portion of the building will have 2 floors, and we'll have an outdoor space, sort of a terrace, where you'll be able to look out on the town and give people an outdoor experience as well. And we're very hopeful that that will also come with a coffee shop, which we will be soliciting for proposals for the coffee shop here probably in the next month or so. As far as the schedule for the project, of course the demolition is getting started with asbestos, and the building will probably be down sometime in very late December, early January. There's some cleanup to follow. I would like to point out that one of the things we're doing with the project to try to be a little more environmentally friendly is that many of the materials from this building will be recycled. So one of the things we actually had to move out of the way this morning was some of the glass, because all the glass of the storefront and also interior of these large glass panels are being taken to be reused in another building, and all the metals being separated out to be recycled. So a lot of that's going on with this building as well. So after that is completed in early January, we're going to be advertising the actual building project for construction bids. And I would anticipate an actual construction start, depending on weather, probably in March, possibly early April, depending on the weather. Then the construction will continue through all of calendar 14. And my estimation, this is hopefully conservative, is that we will actually open for business sometime in the late fall, early winter of 15, hopefully earlier. Again, these projects are complicated, and weather does bear a big role in their schedule. So anyway, I'm really looking forward to it. And the last personal note I'd like to share, and this is really the fun part for me for these library projects, is I came to the county just as the Glenver Library was nearing the completion of construction. My counterpart, Dan O'Donnell, really did all the heavy lifting on that, but I was just around to see some of it. And I took my children by there a couple times while we were building it just to show them the site. And they were so excited to come to the opening of the new Glenver Library. And even though I live very close to South County, they still get my wife to take them all the time to drive a half an hour to go to the Glenver Library, because first they associate that a little bit with Dad, who had just this tiny role in it, but also just they got to see it on the day it opened. Well, I know what's going to happen now is we're going to be coming to Vinton once we open the Vinton Library, and they'll be equally excited about that. So I'm looking forward just to bringing my kids to see the site as this comes up out of the ground from scratch, and hopefully having them here for an opening ceremony in not the too distant future. Without further ado, I'd like to welcome Chairman Altizer to the stage, and he's going to offer a few remarks.
Good morning to everybody. Good morning. This is a day I think we've all been waiting for. Maybe came a little quicker than some thought, and maybe not as quick as others thought, but it's a great new beginning starting today. Even though the small portion we do today, when we knock a little corner of the building down, everything has to be a beginning, and that is the beginning of what will appear here in sometime late winter, late fall of 2015. This is not only a library, it's going to be many things to many people, and it's going to be how they perceive it and how they want to use it. And as we know now, the current Vinton Library, hope Fire Marshal's not here today, but many of the children's programs that we have over there, it's just unbelievable, and I'm not sure that sometimes we're not violating having too many people in that building at one time. But we will not have that problem here, I promise you. It will be a state of the art, as the other 2 libraries that's been done in Roanoke County are. Glimmer turned out to be a beautiful library, and those citizens there had input in exactly in the way that they wanted it designed and built as you have. And I think that's a key important part about all of our libraries. They're a reflection of the communities that they serve, and they're a little different. And this is downtown, and it's a little different library, but it's going to be a lot of things and a lot of different things to a lot of different people. From extra rooms to meeting rooms, to the outdoor terrace, to just being able to do what citizens want to do when they want to do it. Not because there's a lack of parking, and we all know we got hundreds of spaces at the old library up there, so parking's never an issue. But people coming downtown now, and that's critical. This is not only a library, but it's an economic driver. As small as the library is up there now, over 200,000 people go to that library a year. I predict there'll be over 250,000 that will come to this library when it's built. There's always been expansion in new library cards and new people wanting to use the libraries when they're built. And the same thing is going to happen here. And it's really, when you think about putting 250,000 people a year downtown, because they are going to be downtown. And moms and dads can now be here with their students when they come, and their children, not just drop them off like many do at the old Vinton Library, but they're going to come as a family unit. And that's important. And it's also important that while they're downtown, we know they're going to spend money. Yeah. And that's what it's all about. And this is the beginning of the revitalization of downtown, along with the enhancement grants that the town has done, and with this library facility, with our great partners in Vinton. This library, without City Council and the discussions that we had agreeing to be a partner here, this library would not have been on this site. It took the help and really the forethought of council to see and understand and know what this would mean to downtown. And I thank you guys for your vision. And it's a vision that will be here for many, many years to come, because if not, the library wouldn't have been downtown. It would have probably been somewhere on Hardy Road, which would not have been a bad idea. Been a good location. But with what it does down here, as I said in the State of the County address, the most important thing that localities have to start looking to for the viability and the long-term standing of localities is you've got to create jobs, you've got to create investment, and this library is going to help do that. And it's a great day today, and I would only say to the business people that are standing here today, you are the last big piece of economic development for downtown. You have to look at where you can start to maximize your hours, that you can be open and you can do the things that when the people leave this library at 7, 7:30, 8 o'clock, 8:30 at night, they have a place to go and do and purchase and shop in downtown Vinton. And that will be the final piece of the puzzle that will take this downtown to where it needs to be and where other downtowns and localities are going. So thank each and every one of y'all for being here today. It is a great beginning. It's a new beginning, and I think we should all be excited, and I look forward to 2015.
Today represents a significant celebration and a significant time here in Vinton. And of course, this celebration actually represents a significant investment in the town of Vinton. Just as Mike referred to earlier, this is going to be very important for the economic development of our downtown section. And most of you are aware of that. Of course, we want to keep in mind that this library will also provide some library services that we actually need very much here in East Roanoke County and the town of Vinton. So obviously there is a dual purpose. I'm not exactly sure where the first thought about locating the library on this lot came up. I will give credit to Mr. Altizer for that, Mike Altizer, the chairman of the Roanoke County Board of Supervisors. He's certainly the first one that I heard mention it. And you know, Mr. Altizer has been a great public servant for several years here in Roanoke County. He has certainly displayed a lot of wisdom and vision and leadership. And Mike, I'd just like to take this opportunity to thank you for your service to Roanoke County and the town of Vinton. Some of the early discussions about this location being used for a library actually happened at a meeting where we were gathering public input for revitalization of downtown Vinton. By the way, out of those meetings, we did receive that $700,000 grant, which will help us make significant improvements to the downtown and to the farmers market area. There were several things along the way that could have derailed this project. Fortunately, that did not happen. The Roanoke County Board of Supervisors, working with what I think is a very professional staff at the county, led by our county administrator, Mr. Clay Goodman, made some very appropriate and informed decisions, and they kept this project moving along at an appropriate speed. The $9 million investment the Roanoke County is making, along with the $700,000 grant that we've received, will certainly launch a new era in downtown Vinton. I don't think there's any question that it will have a positive impact on our town. As I mentioned, there were several reasons, always details that can throw projects like this off of the track. We had to have a good deal. We had to purchase the building from Mr. Dunman and the parking lot from Mr. Peters at a good price, or this project would not have succeeded. The Vinton Town Council, after careful consideration and much prayer, did invest $625,000 in this property, and of course that was our share, our half of the investment. So I want to thank council for their vision and their courage to do that. It does take a little courage to make that kind of investment, but it has certainly been worth it already. As I mentioned, this could have gotten off track several places. One area was we received a visit from two of our leading citizens. Chris Lawrence, the town manager, and I met with Mr. Wayne Dunman and Mr. Galen Connor. And they expressed their love for this town, and they wanted to see us move forward by purchasing this property. A little later it became apparent that what we needed was a partnership between Roanoke County and the town of Vinton, and so all those details were worked through. There were a lot of details, a lot of hoops to jump through, but it did work out. And folks, surely as I stand here today, I'm convinced that the Lord's hand was upon this project from the very first. I don't believe in luck or coincidence. I do believe in hard work and the blessings of God. And that's the two reasons we are here today for this celebration. Thank you for being here. May God bless you, and may God bless the United States of America.
Good morning, folks. For the few of you that don't know me, my name is Lorraine Bratton, and I'm a member of the Board of Directors of the Friends of the Roanoke County Library System, and a dedicated library volunteer. I've waited a long time for this day. 3 years ago, I went to the Board of Supervisors meeting to support the new Glenver Library. At the end of my remarks, I reminded the supervisors that Vinton needed a new library. Today, thanks to their support and the town's commitment, we finally have realized that dream. In the next few weeks, this prominent corner in our downtown will start to change dramatically. The building behind me will be raised, the lot will be cleared, and then a new library will start to take shape. And when it's done, we'll have a library that we asked for, with all the best features we wanted. Just imagine beautiful furniture, creative spaces for children, a room for teens, enough computers, an outdoor patio, and even a coffee shop. It's a great time to be a Vinton resident and an even better time to be a Vinton Library patron. This is going to be an exciting journey for us all. I would like to encourage all of you to join the Friends of the Library. You will find out we do support a lot of things and we spend a lot of money on these libraries. And after today's program, the Friends of the Library invite you to T-Berry's across the street for refreshments paid for by the Friends of the Library. Thank you.
I'll just kind of like to say that on behalf of the town of Vinton and the county of Roanoke, we really appreciate your attendance here this morning, and we look forward to having everybody back during the construction and at the end to open this new library facility. But thank you all, and in a couple of minutes we'll drop a small part of the building.